Hello to all friends and fans of the pulp, paper and bioproducts industries. Welcome to our exciting Spectrum podcast. Today, we focus on one of the most dynamic and demanding segments of the paper industry, tissue. We'll uncover how Metris Insights, combined with a Metris OPP and Metris Advanced Process Control, is helping mills unlock hidden production potential through data-driven decision-making. Let's find out how these tools are reducing quality losses, improving process visibility, and supporting the journey to the autonomous tissue plant. I am Mark Rushton, and I will be your host. The tissue industry is driven by high-speed production, fast grade changes, and constant pressure to reduce waste and energy use. However, what many mills struggle with is visibility, knowing where and why losses happen. From sheet breaks and quality deviations to energy and fiber overuse, hidden inefficiencies cost money every day. ANDRITZ offers a powerful answer to this challenge through a comprehensive suite of digital solutions. At the core is Metris Insights, a smart data platform specifically designed for tissue production. This is enhanced by Metris OPP, or Optimization of Process Performance, which leverages ANDRITZ's deep process expertise to enable real-time performance optimization, and complemented by Metris Advanced Process Control, which both automates and optimizes the production process. In short, this all gives operators and decision makers the visibility they need to move from guessing to knowing and from reacting to optimizing. And to help us dive deeper into how this works in the field, I am joined now by John Schroeder, Director, Packaging and Tissue Digital Solutions at ANDRITZ, who's been working closely with tissue customers around the world. Welcome, John. Great to have you on board.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to our discussion.
Excellent. So let's dive straight in. What are the most common hidden efficiencies in tissue plants today?
Yeah, well, to start with, I guess let's talk about hidden efficiencies because for me, some hidden efficiencies are actually in plain sight. We're just used to them. Things like quality losses, for example, or sheet breaks, or grade change times, or blade changes, or process upsets. These are all things that we're very used to, but sometimes we overlook the fact that there are hidden efficiencies in these things. While there are others that may be completely unknown, these are truly hidden efficiencies. Things like the fiber quality. Here we're talking about the actual fibers and the fibrils, which are the threads coming off of the fibers, fines. There's also an area of tissue quality where the tissue quality can cause issues in the converting facilities. And finally, things like unnecessary raw material costs, unknown energy costs, due to different types of inefficiencies. And without proper visibility into these challenges, mills often end up reacting after the problem has already impacted production, and they may struggle or not even be able to determine the root causes. That is where digital intelligence that ANDRITZ's solutions provide become essential.
Thank you very much for that insight. So, how does Metris Insights help uncover and correct these issues?
Well, to start with, in general, ANDRITZ provides advanced analytics and digital technologies, enabling tissue manufacturers to gather more intelligence about their production processes, allowing for better monitoring and optimization of production efficiency, quality, and costs. These digital solutions enable customers to reach another level of performance, and the benefits customers achieve are significant. And Metris Insights provides a broad data analytics and visualization environment with applications ranging from a digital data historian data display applications, data analytics applications, an SPC app, machine learning apps, decision-making apps. I could go on and on. Many other applications as well that are part of Metris Insights. A key differentiator, though, that I'd like to highlight is that for ANDRITZ, we have utilized our expansive tissue-making expertise to create pre-configured displays and analytics to provide immediate, valuable insights when it's installed. This is different from competitive offerings that typically include only generic applications that have to be configured by customers before any value is obtained. I'll give some examples of what I'm talking about here. I discussed a minute ago about numerous inefficiencies in tissue mills, and I talked about hidden efficiencies in plain sight like quality losses. Oftentimes, quality losses are caused by upstream issues. A simple example of this would be the weight of the tissue. Often that's caused by stock flow inconsistency, while a more complex example would be tensile strength. And here, things like refining, fiber mix, freeness, weight, moisture, and much more can impact the tensile strength. Another example is sheet breaks. Sheet breaks, again, is many things can impact sheet breaks, starting in the stock prep or maybe even before that. But in stock prep, things like levels and consistencies. On the tissue machine itself, the sheet tension can have a major impact, or even the coating on the Yankee can have an impact on sheet breaks. And grade changes is another complex area where fiber quality, steam pressures, upstream upsets all can impact grade changes. And then I also had talked about these truly hidden things or factors that can impact a tissue machine. The fiber quality, here talking about the fiber morphology of the sheet, the fibrils, which I mentioned before, krill is another term for it that refers to these threads of fiber coming off a wood fiber, or the size or the shape of these fibers. All of this can impact the fiber quality. I mentioned finally the converting area with tissue quality. A jumbo reel can be meeting all of its quality requirements, but yet when it gets to converting, there can be a lot of runnability issues in converting. So understanding and being able to tie different types of parameters in the tissue that's causing converting runnability if inefficiencies is critical. And of course, I haven't even mentioned things like raw material costs, tracking those component costs or energy costs, which can tie back to dry inefficiency and refining. All of these factors are really important and can cause a lot of inefficiencies. And that's where Metris Insights comes into play. It provides the information, it provides analytics and KPIs for everything I talked about and much more. And again, the important thing for me to point out here is that ANDRITZ understands the tissue making process and has created KPIs. It's created advanced data analytics and then easy to understand monitoring and user displays. All of this is put together to provide the needed information for our customers so that they can more effectively manage these challenges.
Mm. That is a huge amount of information which is being picked up there, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's a complex challenge and task for operators to manage all of this.
So I imagine then when it's working properly, it's saving a lot of operator time. So can you explain a little bit more about how it supports the operators?
Yeah, good question. Metris Insights does help operators because it provides a significant amount of information in an easy to use way. Operators face every day the challenge of digging through huge amounts of data in multiple systems. Instead, Metris Insights presents everything they need in an easy to understand way with tissue-specific displays, things like real-time KPIs, alerts, and root causes. And determining root causes can be a time-consuming and difficult activity. And this is where the combination of ANDRITZ expertise built into these powerful Metris applications makes this a much easier task. One other thing that I would add here is that in addition to Metris Insights making it easier for operators, it can also help with new operators. It provides the information to them in easy to understand ways, and particularly then when combined with ANDRITZ's operator training simulator, operators can prepare for tissue issues before they even happen. Things like minimizing human error and making operations more consistent. In many cases, we've seen operator efficiency increase by 30 to 40%, freeing up their time to focus on optimization instead of firefighting.
Wow, John, that's really actually quite incredible. We love numbers on these podcasts, and when you hear 30 to 40% free up of time in a demanding tissue mill scenario, that's really quite impressive. So, can you share us a success story that you might have on a mill which is already implementing such technology?
Yeah, a good example, I'll use an example coming from a tissue mill in Europe that was struggling with production throughput, sheet breaks, and quality issues. In this case, Metris Insights was installed. Some of the apps that were installed included advanced data analytics, control performance monitoring, SPC, and machine learning. Also, tissue-specific displays were implemented that included KPIs for center lining, for control performance, for quality losses, production throughput, and sheet breaks. Trending packages were installed, an SPC package, and machine learning was installed, which powered cross-correlation insights. So once installed, many findings and improvement actions actually resulted from this. First, I'll start with control loop monitoring. This was implemented, and it enabled then control tuning actions based on priority. One example of this was an intermittent high consistency variability, which was detected in the broke chest. Actually, in this case, in addition to the control optimization, an advanced process control was implemented, and the results were it ended up not only reducing the consistency variability, but it also enabled more broke content and less virgin fibers to be used, and hence saving costs. Another finding was that the stock blending chest high consistency variability was resulting in inconsistent refining. This was increasing the fines and lowering the furnish quality, leading to more sheet breaks and lower quality. So in this case, again, the action taken was control optimization. But in a different use case, a machine learning app was used, and it was used to identify and correct issues causing the dryer high limit to be reached. This enabled a production throughput increase. Still another example was with SPC and center lining. Here, this identified additional conditions causing sheet breaks, and again enabled corrective actions to be taken. One was around optimizing the stock flow to reduce sheet breaks. And finally, one last example here was with the first pass retention, where the control was identified to not being working optimally, which was causing high fluctuations in the fines, which was causing quality and sheet break issues. In this case, the control design was modified to improve the control. The results, and there were other actions taken, but overall the results of these improvements, they surpassed the initial objectives. It resulted in increased throughput, and reduced quality losses, sheet breaks were reduced, the virgin fiber costs were actually reduced by using lower cost fibers, and the gas consumption was reduced for the drying area. And overall, the financial benefit far surpassed of 500,000 euros per year with this implementation of Metris Insights.
That's incredible. Those numbers are incredible.
Yeah, it really was an outstanding case where Metris Insights was installed and had a step change for the mill.
Sure. So that from immediate implementation, that affects the bottom line in a positive way.
Exactly. Yes.
Great. Excellent. So what is the long-term vision for the tissue mills using this platform?
Well, again, it's ANDRITZ has been very vocal about its approach of the autonomous mill. We've made significant progress with this. Things like our smart product solutions. I mentioned our fiber analyzers, and also web inspection, which is being utilized more and more in tissue mills to identify very minute defects in the tissue, which not only help to optimize the runnability on the tissue machine, but in the converting areas. I also touched upon the advanced automation with advanced process controls. I used the example of quality control of the fibers, for example. We've also created automatic startups and shutdown applications, mill optimization as well, so mill-wide. And really what I'm referring to here is, I think a good example is if the tissue machine is sped up, to coordinate all the different process sections so that there are no upsets and so that the quality remains constant even during this tissue machine startup. So part of this, though, in addition to this, is that ANDRITZ vision is to help tissue mills become fully data-driven, enabling self-optimizing operations like this autonomous mill. That means that we need to have even more predictive tools, not just to react faster, but to anticipate problems. And again, that's really leading to Metris Insights and its broad set of capabilities that I've talked about with, again, I won't name them all, but things like advanced data analytics and machine learning and so forth. And again, a key, and I always want to point out, it's technology is good, but it's really important to combine it with expertise. And ANDRITZ tissue making expertise has allowed us to get the most out of these applications with things like tissue specific analytics and monitoring and reporting. Along then coupling that with the advanced automation. And then we are able to support our customers in getting to higher and higher levels of efficiency and productivity. It truly is enabling a step change in efficiency and productivity in the industry.
Amazing. Really insightful discussion there. Really, thank you so much for that, John. Really, really appreciated that.
Yeah, happy to be a part of the conversation. And to summarize, then ANDRITZ's long-term vision is the autonomous mill. And Metris Insights is a key part of this because it's the platform or application that provides a way to analyze data and provide the information that's required for operators and for management to perform their tasks in more efficient ways and helping them to get to higher and higher levels of efficiency as we go forward.
Great. Thank you so much, John, for a fascinating discussion. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Mark. It's been a pleasure. Nice talking with you.
It's clear that Metris Insights isn't just a monitoring tool. It's a strategic platform that empowers tissue mills to operate smarter. With fewer losses, faster insights, and more confidence in decision-making, the hidden potential of the process becomes visible and actionable. So, if you're ready to turn your plant's data into measurable results, contact one of our automation experts. Let's unlock your full potential together. If you're ready to turn your plant's insights into measurable results, the link is in the show notes of this episode. And that's it for today's episode. Thank you for tuning in, and be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an update on how ANDRITZ is shaping the future of industrial efficiency.